Hello, hockey fans. The Minnesota Hockey Connection is on the air. We're on the air for the next half hour. I'm Kenny Gallagher and Jerry Burrow as well. Jerry, good afternoon. We didn't tape yesterday, Monday, President's Day, so here we are on Tuesday, February 20th. A lot going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the show doesn't come on until tomorrow on Charter, so...
Wednesdays.
But I still want to talk about the playoffs start Tuesday. This is the 20th of February, and it's going to be 2 games at the Heritage Center tonight. 7A, they got the number 4 seed Duluth Denfield against number 5 seed International Falls. That's going to play at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. 7AA has a game there too. So 7:30, number 1 East plays number 8 Grand Rapids at 7:30. And it's 2 different ticket systems. So what's going to happen, people that come to the Denfield game have to get out and come back in.
So they'll have bouncers there bouncing
I don't know
fans out?
how they're going to do it, but then they might sell out of tickets too, because they decided to do advanced tickets because they know it's going to be a problem tonight.
Okay, well, stop right there. Is this the first time this has happened?
Usually like 7AA has their on Tuesday night, and a lot of times 7A starts their playoffs on Thursday
Okay,
night.
but this isn't the Heritage scheduling. This is the Hockey League.
This is the high school league in sections.
Right. So they're creating a problem.
Yes.
That's not good.
We'll see.
I'm going to say something, not in a critical, well, maybe in a critical way, but the facility out at Heritage, we love it. The Essentia Duluth Heritage Center, it's awesome.
Right. They did a beautiful job.
But they've got a center area outside that was initially going to be a hotel.
Right.
That ain't going to happen anytime soon. It's a lot of wasted space out there, guys. You got to do something and create some more parking out there. What I would suggest is put some signs there and make it somewhat level, somewhat parkable.
Yeah.
And put 4-wheel drive parking, park at your own risk.
And it's, I don't think it'll take that much to do something like that.
You can't let that space sit there like that unused when you've got parking issues.
Right.
And I don't want to hear you don't have money. You can make money, right?
Yeah, they got money.
You can make money.
Let's do it.
All right, there you go. But it's frustrating. You see that empty space there, and it's
right. And the big game there, and then all of a sudden people have to park back up on Superior Street, down a couple blocks.
It's getting silly.
Yeah.
So get that taken care of, and we'll all be happy.
Yeah.
High school hockey, playoffs. What did we have with Duluth East? Duluth East ended up pretty strong.
Yeah, and they're the number 1 seed in 7AA, but there's 4 other teams that can beat them, I think.
Now, I want to get back to this Cloquet game.
3 years in a row.
Yeah. Now, Cloquet beat Duluth East, and is that something they should be worried about, concerned about?
Any of these teams they should be worried about.
All right.
I think they should be worried about this is the hardest quarterfinal game they've ever had in the last 25 years.
Jerry, you've seen this team throughout the year.
Yep.
Compare this team to teams past, and I'm not asking you to make predictions, but based on what you've seen so far, where do these guys rank?
I think they can go all the way.
Huh.
But it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
They can't have a goalie have a bad game. They can't have it where they shoot 50 pucks, but most of them are right into the goalie's belly. They got to get some really good shots,
Yeah.
But I think they can go all the way, but it's going to be tougher because they got to play 6 tough games now. And that goalie for Grand Rapids that's the guy they have to get around because they only won 3-1 up there, but East had over 50 shots.
Wow. Well, East is at home.
Yep.
And it's that time of the year where they play exceptionally well.
Right.
They know what's at stake, as does Grand Rapids. But if you had to make a prediction,
I think East 5-1 tonight.
All right.
And then the big game, though, this is the 3rd year in a row in the quarterfinals. The number 4 seed is Cloquet, and the number 5 seed is Duluth Marshall.
Jeez.
And the last 2 times it went into overtime.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is a matchup that Doesn't end.
Well, we have the other game tonight, Denfeld and International Falls.
That's in 7A.
4 and 5.
Yep.
Thoughts on that?
I think Denfeld is playing decent hockey, and I think they got the upper hand there, and I think it's going to be a close game. But I hope this is great for the program if they can get past that first round.
Yeah.
For what they had to start the year. They're doing. I think Jago is doing a hell of a job.
Yeah.
As coach.
Dale
First-year
Jago,
coach.
yeah, took over for Kevin Smalley, who went up to Cloquet, and he's doing well up there as well.
Yeah. It's going to be some good hockey. Funny thing about it, 7AA, the big teams, they went to the only section in the whole state that went to computerized rankings, QRF they call it. And when the season ended, Cloquet was 3rd, Marshall was 4, and Elk River is 5. But if you're within a 5 or 6 point difference of each other, it goes to like a face-off, or they have to go and check other things out, the best percentage and this and that, tiebreak. If they played each other.
Yeah.
They have a tiebreaker, it's called, I think.
Okay.
And so it switched all around. Elk River got to 3 because of the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Cloquet went to 4, and then Duluth Marshall went to 5.
Yeah.
And I know Coach Flaherty's not happy about this computerized ranking.
I got a question for you. Why are these playoff games, why aren't they at the Amsoil?
I don't know. They always put it at the home rink for the quarterfinals. So
after this
the
round,
top 4 seeds, then everything goes to the Amsoil.
Gotcha.
And here's what's happening. This year's a little different because the semis were always at Amsoil or the deck before that. And what happened is that in the morning, noon, the AA teams play 2 games. There's 2 semifinal games, and at night the single A. But because UMD women are in the playoffs at home, they're playing their games at 2 each day. So Friday night is going to be the semis for 7A, and then Saturday night is going to be the finals for 7AA. So if East and Cloquet, Marshall make it to the semis, they'll be playing Saturday night, and then Hermantown most likely will win their first game. They'll be playing Friday night.
Don't count your chicks before they hatch, but we'll Friday night at Amsoil. That'll be a hot ticket.
And then UMD women are playing their game, like I said, 2:00 every day.
Now tonight's games, these are you got to go to the finish.
They're done. The loser's done.
So if Denfeld and International Falls go into multiple overtimes,
that's enough. I never thought of that part.
Even in overtime.
Yeah, that's going to delay everything. And
so the drop of the puck is at 5?
Yes.
Wow.
So normal game in high school is about 2 hours because there's 17-minute periods. You get a little.
All right.
But if there's referee problems, if there's extra penalties, if there are any other problems.
Overtime would certainly be a big issue.
Oh, yeah. Didn't get a late start.
Well, if you're going to see the East game, obviously we're taping this before the game. But
that first game, they have to evacuate the stadium.
Bouncers will be on hand, and pay attention. And
but just think, if it did go to a couple overtimes, and there's
even one
over 1,000 people waiting outside.
Yeah,
they'll be waiting outside. There's no room inside.
Oh my goodness! Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay tuned. Next week we'll talk about it.
Minnesota Wild, 59 games into this season, 5th place of the in their division in the what is it? It's the Central. The Western Conference. First place Nashville, second place Winnipeg, third place Dallas, fourth place St. Louis, and then Minnesota Wild 5th in their division. Colorado 6th, and the Chicago Blackhawks last place.
They've been
58 points.
Oh, they're having a hard time. They can't win a game now.
Now the Wild have 71 points, good enough for 5th place. Las Vegas, number 1 in the league, 39 wins, 16 losses, 4 ties, 82 points, a point ahead of Washington. But Las Vegas continues to play well.
Well, right now, if the season ended right now, the Wild would be the last team to make the playoffs on the Western Division. So, I like their chances, but they got some teams that are sneaking up on them. The L.A. Kings and Anaheim.
I was watching the game at New York on President's Day.
Okay.
The Wild beat the Islanders 5-3, and Eriksson Ek scored his second goal of the season.
Yeah.
He scored his first goal of the season in the first game of the year.
That's funny.
And
I was talking to some scouts, pro scouts, and they were talking about Eriksson Ek, and they could have got Brock Besser.
right.
He probably Brock Besser, Burnsville, Minnesota boy.
Yeah.
He's playing for Vancouver, and he'll probably be Rookie of the Year. He's going to have over 30 goals, and he's playing amazing, and he's doing everything that it possibly go good is going good.
Geez, I just had flashes of what year was it? Brian Lawton picked first by the Minnesota North Stars, a high schooler out of Rhode Island. And who went second and third? Pat LaFontaine and a Turgeon went third, I think. But yeah,
we're talking about the New York Islander game, which the Wild won 5-3 yesterday. There was a player on that team. The Wild could have got 2 in the draft.
Anders Lee?
Yes, they passed,
Really?
They passed him up that year too.
4?
I forget. I have to go back on who they picked before him.
Yeah.
But they could have had Anders Lee. Well, just look at this. Anders Lee has 30 goals so far this year.
Yeah.
Another Minnesota boy from Edina.
Yeah, he was in the list of the highest scoring players over the last 2 years.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, the top 6, he was right in there.
I think some of these scouts better lose their job.
Minnesota Wild 6-2-2 in their last 10 games, 59 games in, 32, 20-7, 71 points. And the Wild will play games at New Jersey on Thursday, 6 o'clock start, and at the Rangers on Friday the 23rd, again 6 o'clock. And then they come home for 2 games, San Jose, Sunday the 25th, 7 o'clock drop of the puck. And then Tuesday, they'll host St. Louis. That's a nationally televised game.
Yeah. And then going down to the college level, the NCHC, UMD, and all the teams, St. Cloud State, they all have just 2 weekends left. That's 4 games. That's 12 points left. And right now, UMD is tied for third with North Dakota with 30 points. But they got Western Michigan this weekend, which is only 2 points behind. So if Western Michigan wins both games, UMD will be 4 points behind Western Michigan.
St. Cloud took over first place from Denver. St. Cloud 45 points, Denver 40 points. But let's talk about UMD. They swept Miami of Ohio 4-0 on Friday, 3-0 on Saturday. Maybe Miami's not a very good team. They're in last place at the NCHC. But those are 2 big wins for the Bulldogs.
Right. On Saturday, I went Friday night, and I didn't like Miami at all. They didn't have much.
No energy?
No, they didn't have nothing going for them. And Shepard shut them out both games and that, but the first game, he only had to make 16 saves.
Yeah.
But on Saturday night, they must have got their energy back because they threw 34 shots on him, and he still shut them out, though. He stopped everything this weekend.
Yeah, the case of Red Bull got delivered. It was late arriving on Friday. But Western Michigan, the Broncos, they're going to be a true test this weekend, and that game will be played at the home ice of the Broncos.
Yeah, out in
Kalamazoo.
Yeah, Kalamazoo. So that's these next 2 series for UMD are very important. Otherwise, they're going on the road. They got to win 3 out of 4, I think.
So what do we have? We have the Bulldogs playing
Western Michigan
this weekend,
and then Omaha back home here.
Yeah.
So they better win 3 out of 4. If they do that, they'll be in the home playoff.
Are they at risk of not making the playoffs if they don't play well?
Everyone makes the playoffs, the first round. You just go on the road if you're in the bottom 4 teams.
Gotcha.
But then if you lose, then you can't go down to the frozen face-off. And then if you're not in the top 8, you have a chance of dropping out because all these tournaments and new teams, a team that wasn't playing good wins the tournament, gets to go to the NCAA,
Yeah.
So,
the thing about Omaha is they sit in 7th place. They're not terrible, but boy, they had things going so well. They had Dean Blaze coaching down there, a couple of the Minnesota boys, Jake Randolph, senior season down there. Dean Blaze decides he's had enough and leaves.
Yep.
And I don't know. They just...
Well, they love this new coach.
Yeah.
They think he's doing a good job. We'll see.
Have you been in that rink?
Oh yeah, many times.
Yeah. How's that area down there?
Nice.
Yeah.
They built a new USHL rink about 4 miles away.
Is Omaha a hockey town?
Yeah, it's becoming a very big hockey town now.
Wow. All right.
They fill it. I mean, their stadium is like 7,500, and they fill it up almost every game.
Yeah. How's Jake doing?
Real good. He had some injuries this year that slowed him down a little bit, but now he's coming on.
What's his future in hockey?
I believe because of his size, he'll probably play in Europe, but you never know. There's some scouts that like him too. Go to a camp and he.
Dennis Marook was
impress 'em.
tiny.
But the National Hockey League is starting to come back with some small kids.
Theo Fleury, he was a little.
There you
tiny.
go. Those were the days, my friend.
Minnesota's very own Millen, Corey Millen.
There you
He's
go.
a little short guy.
Yeah. There you go.
It's all about the toughness, Jer.
It's all about scoring.
Is
You're
Jake
small.
a tough guy?
I think it's all about scoring. If you can score, you can make it.
Patrick Kane.
There you go. You can score.
Well,
Johnny Goodrow.
I just I've always admired from afar, perhaps, Jake Randolph and just his dad being coach at arguably the premier high school team in the nation, really, and didn't get to play at UMD. Ended up going to Omaha, and you just wonder how things would have turned out if he was able to play here with the Bulldogs.
Right.
But,
Look at some of the players that came back here. Colquist from Hermantown, he showed them up that first game, with 3 points.
who's he with? Merrimack?
Yeah, Merrimack, and then who else came back here that played good too? That was from this area. I forget. But
How about Avery Peterson? I always thought Avery was going to be a real standout, just a dynamite player. But
he has a pro shot.
Yeah,
But I don't know. He's got to get to those small areas, the dirty areas, and his skating is not up to par to the skaters in the National Hockey League. I think.
Was he drafted?
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. Who picked him up?
The Wild. The Wild.
Oh,
did,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but we'll see. He has good size and he has a hell of a shot.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I say he's going to have a hard time, but we'll never know.
Final rankings in high school.
Yeah, well, okay, let's go real fast. I mean, final rankings in Class AA, I got Minnetonka, 21 wins this year and 2 losses, 2 ties. Edina, 23-2. Duluth East, 22-3. St. Thomas Academy, 22-2-1. White Bear Lake, 23-2. Cretin-Durham Hall, 23-2. Holy Family Catholic, 21-3-1. Andover, 20-5. Moorhead, 18-7. Centennials, 16-6-3.
That's really something about St. Thomas Academy. Class A team, they decided to jump up, a couple, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, they're
and
kind of pressured, I think.
Well, yeah, to some degree, because they kept on winning championships, but and they're doing real well in the class.
Well, they were that good all the time.
Yeah, okay.
They could have done this top 10 all the time when they were in A. Mm-hmm. That's why they won all the time.
Yeah. What do you think their chances of going all the way this year are?
Good. Here's a reason why I would like St. Thomas. Of all the top 10 teams, I think they got the most consistent goaltender. And I always believe goaltending wins state championships. Defense and goaltending. But I'm not going to pick them. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Next week I'll tell you who I think is going to win. And it's not going to be number 1 Nets right now.
And where's Moorhead?
Moorhead dropped just number 9. They're having a hard time at the end of the season. Hill Murray beat them at the end of the season. Hill's a very young team, and they're fighting for 500 this year.
All right.
So, but Moorhead's the number 1 seed in their section with Brainerd and St. Michael Albertville. So
can they return to the championship
yes.
game?
Yes, they can. But
All right.
But there's a lot of other teams teams to watch that I think that could do some upsetting in the playoffs. Is Brainerd, Chaska, Cloquet, Duluth Marshall, Egan, Eastview, Elk River, Lakeville North, Lakeville South, Rochester Century, Rosemont, Stillwater, St. Michael, Albertville, Tartan and Wayzata.
Let's talk real quickly about Cloquet and Duluth Marshall.
Why?
Duluth,
Classic matchup.
yeah.
They played each other a couple times already, and I mean, goes to the end every game, seems like.
Let's compare goaltending.
Well, I think they're equal.
Yeah.
I think they're equal because if there aren't, I mean, both goalies have been on, and just, these goalies all over the state, they're just not, they can't play 5 games in a row where they're hot. They'll have one bad game, so.
Well, it would say a lot for the program up at Duluth Marshall, having jumped up to Class AA, if they could make it down to state.
I like Duluth Marshall's top 4 defense.
Yeah.
Better than Cloquet's. I like Cloquet's second line over Duluth Marshall's second line. I think the first line's pretty equal.
Who's the leader on that Marshall team?
It'll be Granis, the scorer, and Levi Stauber,
Okay.
and then Hansen and Stauber on defense.
And of course, Levi Stauber, son of Pete
Yeah,
Stauber,
yeah.
and nephew of Uncle Rob.
Yeah, who's coaching a women's team for the Olympics.
And they're on the verge of doing something big Wednesday night. They
Yeah.
play for gold.
I wonder who's going to play goalie in that game.
UMD's goalie,
They already said that?
Maddie.
Have they said that?
I think I heard that today.
Okay.
No, I don't know if that.
She shut out the Finlanders.
You got to go with her.
Yeah.
But you never know what Rob's going to do.
Yeah, that's a Stauber.
Maybe Rob will play.
Okay. Okay, I'm going over to Class A. This is the first year there hasn't been a dominating team in 15 years. I think.
Hermantown?
Hermantown didn't dominate, but they're number 1.
Yeah. Oh.
There's 17. All these teams have lost 6 or 7 games
Yeah.
in the top 10.
Greenway?
Yeah, well, we'll see. Hermantown, number 1, 17-6-2. Montemita, 18-6-1, number 2. St. Cloud Cathedral, 18-7. Orono, 17-7-1. Greenway, 18-7. That's a team that can beat Hermantown. Mounds, West Tonka, 18-6-1. Sartell, St. Stephen, 18-7. Warroad is playing real good hockey right now, 13-11-1. And what do I have? East Grand Forks, 13-10-2. And Virginia, 15-9-1. I think Virginia and Greenway will win their quarterfinal round games, and will play. It'll be a great game, I think, at the deck on Friday, this Friday
Yeah.
coming up.
Be nice to see a range team go down. I wouldn't have issue with that.
Right. So, I mean, I think that's going to be a big game. And so it looks like it'll be like Greenway and Virginia, one of those 2 teams playing Hermantown for the final.
Hermantown isn't the Hermantown Hawks of the
They're
past.
a very good team, though.
Are they?
See,
Okay.
now, this year, they're actually should be probably an 8 team. They'd be in the top 20 in AA, I think.
All right.
So they're a good team.
Yeah.
They played a lot of good AA teams, so maybe that helped them. It's like Superior, when they come over to Minnesota, play all these teams, their record is 500, but then they go to state.
Real quick, because I'm sure we're getting close to the end here. Pairwise rankings in the Division 1.
Here we go. Right there. You can read them.
Oh, St. Cloud number 1, Notre Dame 2, Cornell 3, Minnesota State 4, Denver 4. Okay, or 5th.
They're tied with Minnesota State.
Ohio State 6th, Clarkson 7, Minnesota Providence 8. Are they tied?
And UMD, all 3.
Okay, I'm looking up
I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay.
They're all tied.
They're all tied. My goodness. And then the list goes on here. Okay, well...
So UMD, I think, if they can win 3 games and stay within the top 8 and stay at home for the playoffs, I think they got a good chance of going to the NCAA tournament again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I mean, to me, that I would never think that in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
With all the new players and everything, and also.
Well, the goalie Shepard for UMD.
Yeah,
named,
he's probably the biggest surprise.
Yeah, didn't he win the goalie of the week award?
Yes, for the NCHC, he's goalie of the week.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
And granted, again, it's Miami they beat, but when you shut out teams back to back, especially in this league, you're going to be rewarded. And he got rewarded, so that's great news. The WCHA women, Wisconsin, boy, they're at number 1, 22-2. Ohio State, Minnesota Gophers, and then UMD fourth, 10-11-3. And they had a weekend here with Wisconsin. Played well in the second game, but Wisconsin is they got a good team.
But they get the home playoffs here with Bemidji State this weekend, so best out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I think it's when you play at home, you feel more comfortable. You're right there. You can sleep in your own bed.
Geez, I think back to those early teams that the Shannon Miller teams and those great players, Jenny Schmigdahl, Maria Roth.
Right, they're fun to watch.
Boy, they were something.
They had skill.
Yeah. And they earned and deserved every one of those, 5 championships? I think one of them might have been prior to, them being recognized as NCAA. But nonetheless, with those early days.
By chance, talking about the women's teams, about the USA team, what channel is that going to be on? Do you know?
No idea.
No idea, okay.
NBC Network. One of, 3?
Yeah. So it can be on NBC Sports Network or NBC, or it can be on, what's the other one they use?
CNBC.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else you got? What about the Wilderness? Where are they at?
They had 2 big games this weekend, and one game they were behind 4-1, and they came back and tied it and won in the shootout.
Nice.
And the next game, they're both high scores, like 5-4 or something like that. The next night, same thing happened. They went to a shootout.
And won?
No, they lost.
Oh, okay.
So they split.
Yeah.
So they each get 3 points.
So where's their playoffs? They got to be getting near their playoffs.
They're in the playoffs right now if it stopped right now.
Right.
So they got to keep on winning.
Yeah.
But I think they'll make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Good.
Yeah. And then I was down at the Minnesota Gopher men's team this weekend against Ohio State, which is, what do they have Ohio State now? 6 in the pairwise. Very good team. Steve Rolock, he used to be a Hill Murray coach and UMD assistant.
At Ohio State.
Yeah. He his teams have been playing real good.
What was the outcome?
The first night, Minnesota won 2-1.
Jeez.
And then the next night, it was 1-1, and then we went to overtime and shootout, and Ohio State won the shootout.
Oh,
but
okay.
There's 2 good teams. You'll see them probably in the regions for the NCAA.
Is Notre Dame still the class of the Big Ten?
Yeah, but they've lost a couple games in the last couple weeks. So,
okay.
I think Ohio State, any of these teams can beat them.
How were the crowds for the Gopher
It was good for the Ohio State series.
Okay.
It was finally good. So that's good.
Well, we come to the end. Final thoughts? Anything else you want to cover here in the final moments?
I'll tell you what. The high school hockey season, regular season, went so fast that I can't believe it's playoffs already. But you got to get out and see these kids play in the playoffs, because if you liked it in the regular season, it just gets intense. It's fun. And these kids give it all, and you got to go out and cheer these teams on.
Well, keep up to date. You can go to our website, MinnesotaHockeyConnection.com. You can go to our Facebook page and like us there. And you can go to our YouTube channel and keep caught up on all that stuff. And we want to thank the staff at PACT-TV, where this is recorded. We record in the studio of Public Access Community Television, and we want to thank them. And, Jared, that's it. We'll be back here next week to drop the puck. We'll see you then.
Yeah, see you at the rink.